It's funny. It's February 22nd. It's a Sunday. I said I was gonna do some back testing stuff yesterday from Friday's video, but dude, I played so much video games and did so much other stuff. But it's funny because I sit down because I like just got back from dining hall, took a shower, boom, ready for bed, ready to wind down, and I'm like, oh, my mind's racing with everything that I want to think about and spew out and talk. And I sit down and nothing. It went voomp, voomp out out of my mind. And so I kind of just have to press the start recording button and then the stuff will flow back in. But I think I will probably hop on the charts, annotate some stuff, try something different. But I kind of want to just talk about like where I'm at with everything because I started these, over a month ago, which is crazy because thinking about how much I've improved and changed, immense. It's been crazy, and I don't even like just briefly thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I haven't changed that much. But if I go back and watch these, like, there's been a lot, and it's like, I hope I started making these videos early enough, uh, that I caught that change to where now, here, where is pull up my Lucid dashboard. It's like, yeah, I didn't take a trade every day. Yeah, I have red days. Bad day. That doesn't. I don't really count that as there. But like I'm taking good winning trades like decently frequently. Which thinking about this when I first started trading, I would call this bad. Like, okay, we're not taking trade every day. We're not making huge amounts of money. We're not that. This is good. This is great because if I repeat this, that's all. I'm winning. I'm winning. That's all I need to understand. But just thinking about like I wish I'd been making these in like December when I truly felt lost. Well, not lost. I felt like I knew what I was doing. I felt like I was the shit last December. And even months before that, I'm like, oh man, I know exactly what to do. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Nope. Nope. It's the like I went over, I think last video, the Dunning Kruger effect, peak of Mount Stupid. And so you see a lot of these traders posting, obviously, most of that stuff is marketing. Uh, Great for them and that stuff, but you don't see a lot of them, doing this right now. I haven't taken a payout ever. I've been kind of close, blew that uh, account. Actually, got deactivated because of inactivity. But I don't see a lot of people, documenting the before the success. I feel like it's hard to document the before the success because you're like, am I really gonna make it? But it's like in my mind, there's no place where I don't. Like it hasn't. That's another thing I should probably get a sticky note and write about is the mentality behind it because I believe that's one of my strongest factors. It's also a weakness at some point, but like you don't see a lot of people, making videos before they make it, right? Because it's hard to. Because you're like, oh, what are people gonna think? I honestly could give less of a crap about what people think because this is what I as much as I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I don't want to take a trade. It's like in reality, I kind of hate having to take a trade. And that might be a bad thing thinking about it, but it might also be like a good thing. Like, oh, this is boring. I'm not FOMOing, I'm not doing all this stuff. It's boring at some point. Uh, but hey, that just comes with time. But I hope I've said this, it's like a broken broken record player saying, I hope I caught this in time to where, going over the market recaps and doing the back testing stuff last month. Uh, I'll eventually go back through these and be like, okay, this is the shift, right? This is, kind of the shift, or maybe it's not going to be, it probably isn't going to be a huge shift because that's not usually how things go. Uh, in the real world, it's not really like, oh, one giant thing that changed everything. There might be bigger things, but I think it's probably just the Kaizen 1% better everyday aspect of it. And, kind of branching off of that, I think I should probably talk about, the mental side of things. For at least me. Because I feel like that's you see a whoops, almost spilled water on my PC, but you see a lot of people talking about trading psychology is the most important thing. That it's important, uh, but I don't value it you know, more than other aspects. Like you need all the pieces of the puzzle to make the puzzle. One piece of the puzzle isn't more valuable than the other, right? One might be, the corner piece that you can immediately tell it's a corner piece, but they all connect the same. They're all the same things. They just have to make the puzzle, you have to put all the pieces together. And the pieces are all basically the same, just shaped a little differently. I like that. I really like that. I gotta clip that. That's going on now. Probably should make like an Instagram account, but then I feel like I'm LARPing if I do that. Like, oh, I haven't made it yet. Oh, I don't even know what friends and family would think about that. But as much as I care, I don't care. But then as much as I do this, I just ramble to myself. If I put it out on Instagram, that's for other people. Uh, in the future, that'll definitely happen. But I think just going into the mental aspect of it is that you see a lot of people who phone winner trades take way too many trades, and it's like even one of the guys that I'm helping, I'm teaching, he takes like way too many trades, and it's kind of foreign to me that that's like a problem that people have because I'm not like thinking this. I've been blessed to have money security and that, but I'm like, dude, if you need this to work out, like why are we you know blowing money and why are we're taking bad trades? Like I don't get how that happens, but also the aspect of I think I started recording these because I'm like, okay, this is gonna work out. A lot of people don't even believe in themselves, which is a hard thing to think about. That okay, for most things, for most hard things that you're chasing, there's a lot of doubt and there's a lot of like self questioning of like, can I do this? Is this going to work out? But there's something in my mind about like, if I put my mind to it, I see somebody do it. I'm like, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it my way? But I feel like that's something that's probably developed over time. Probably also comes from competing, being playing sports. Probably the biggest thing I'd say to like anybody, like probably well, nobody's gonna watch this, but like if you're going into high school, if you're even in high school, playing sports is like the best thing ever, right? Doing stuff that puts you in stressful situations and requires a lot of hard work. I think football built this base so well for me was that okay, there's a lot of hard stuff, there's a lot of stress. Dude, I'm playing left tackle against the one of the best defensive end in the state, right? And I've got to protect my quarterback so we can try and go out there and execute and try and win. Like you don't get that, you don't build that literally anywhere else. That stress that okay, I have to do this. I know I can do it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you've already lost the battle. Right? That's the biggest thing that I'd say is you just got to believe in yourself. Uh, but I've been yapping for 9 minutes. So we're going to do some back testing. But why is it that size? What? Get some more water. Oh my gosh. Imagine if trading views down. That'd be funny. Nope. Uh-huh. Okay. So let's, instead of like a normal back testing, I'm just going to random bar. Ah, oh, the minute goes back that far? Sweet. So, not like a normal backtesting session where I'm just gonna click forward. I'm gonna go through and mark out this New York session, right? I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna draw out why things happened. Uh, and I feel like I've never really thought of doing backtesting like this because I'm always like, okay, next candle. It kind of being unsure and not confident. That's my one of my biggest issues in taking trades is I'm not confident about the trade, right? and that you build through back testing, but it's hard for me to back test, and I've learned that about myself, that it's like, okay, it's easy for me to cheat the back tests, with everything. But if we're coming into this session, right? Bingo, I'm gonna be marking up New York AM. Uh, Honestly, I don't really care about news because that just injects liquidity, as long as nothing crazy's happened. So, coming into it from 15-minute perspective, it looks like boom, put in a low, could be possible SMT there. Can I do this? Oh, no. Nice. I can't do that. Okay. So coming into this, it looks like we put in a low, pushed up, pull back, discount, boom, pushed up, pull back, discount, boom, pushed up. Looks like that was probably pretty expected for the open. But okay. Third, fifth. Okay. So if I'm even looking at probably 4 hours, might even be better. Damn. Nah, I like the 1 hour. But if I'm thinking about, okay, boom, why did this happen? Why did New York session rip up? Okay, for context, we have been completely selling right here. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? So this, boom, boom, put a low, boom, push up. So this is we pushed up under manipulation, pulled back. Looks like we are in discount of obviously this giant range. So that's like the first thing that makes sense. If I go to the 1 hour, yeah, and not down there, but yeah, like there. If I think about, you know, I probably would draw it like here, this being the range, that okay, we're in discount of this range since we put in the high. So when we're in discount, we're looking for possible reversals. Okay, this looks like manipulation signature almost, uh, where we put in a low, boom, didn't sweep this low. That would have been good to see, but what do we do? Bullish, changing the state of delivery on the 15-minute. Where are we? Okay. Oh, that's for there. Okay. I'll just have this on the minute. Yeah, this is my first time doing it, so this might turn out terribly, or it might be great. Is this my right or is this who is right? Who is that? No idea. So, okay. So if then we think about okay, if this is a possible EQ of the higher time frame, where are we looking for price to possibly go? Boom. EQ of the other range. Looks like that ended up working out. So if I'm thinking about okay, we're in EQ, boom, doesn't exactly look like uh manipulation, but that's you can be a little looser with that because I'm guessing 1 minute that possibly could be. But boom, so what do we do? Hello, changing the state of delivery. That's turtle soup down there. Okay, so now it looks like we want to keep pushing higher from this. Uh, Boom, Asia runs, kind of chop, 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 chop. London, boom. We take an internal low. What do we do when we take liquidity? Back to discount or searching for other liquidity? Boom. We never end up taking that high. We took the low, we pushed back up, and then we didn't take it, and then I really kind of like that being the change of the state because if that's the candle that put in the high, then all of this is holding that. So once we get below some of this, especially since if we get below like that, I'm like, okay, this is just a rebalance to push it higher, right? We didn't take that high, so I'm looking if I'm you know right here. I'm like, I'm looking for longs to take the high again. Boom. We push through. Okay, but where are we in this? Bingo. Oh, almost to the T. The bodies held that. So then, boom. We put in this low. We start pushing back up. Okay, we took this range high right there. Boom. Took the high already. This isn't going to be discount, but it's going to be. Oh. the opening wick did. Hey, there we go. I hate that I can't really see some of that stuff on there. But we took the low, boom, souped it in EQ and discount. There's definitely a lower time frame entry. Let's even find that. Bingo, right down here. So if I'm thinking about the bottom of that candle, so where's the yeah, so this is the opening of the next candle. Uh it opened low, swept it. Actually, wait, where's 45? Okay, yeah. So boom, we put in low. We're starting to pull back up. Uh yeah, starting to pull back up. Boom. That possible manipulation with this candle closure. So then we have no soups until we soup really into like that. Boom, changing the state right here, holding that, boom, and then we respect it. So boom, there's possible very quick entry for longs in here because of why. Why? Where is we have we have the liquidity sweep, right? Granted, that's a pretty deep liquidity sweep, but there's a liquidity sweep right there. Um, that's also turtle soup equals or fair value gap equals turtle soup. Okay. That looks like possible manipulation. That also on the higher time frame looks like manipulation. Higher time frame failure swing right here. Boom. Turtle soup. Change the state. Bingo. Right from there. So that'd be good. That's how I like look at things. I look at the liquidity sweep and the manipulation, possibly on the higher time frame. Same with the failure swing rebalance. But then turtle soup change in the state is the entry model for the lower time frame. So bingo. Found that out. Now market open. So now, gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? How much time? 17 minutes. I should start making these two-parters, but then I feel like if I upload videos where it's just me ranting, I don't know. I don't think people want to listen to me that much, rant for that much. But thinking about okay, boom, put in a low. So now, I mean, we close above there. I don't want to see this low taken again, obviously. Even if we take this, because this looks like it's a buy model now, where it's a longs. So we take this. What are we looking for? Uh, possible discount, right? So we candle bodies even held almost hold there. We put in a high, 845, bingo. So then it looks like we push down into discount. Turtle soup equals, or fair value gap equals turtle soup, boom. And then we ripped it. We pushed back to discount and then we ripped it up to our higher time frame targets for that day. Bingo. So now looking on the 1 minute. If I'm seeing, actually, I think I would have this marked out over here. Yeah. And then I go a little bit past it. Yep. That's probably what I do for this. And so I'm seeing, okay, so we're in discount right here. We open up, boom. Are these high? Nope, that's higher than that. All right. So I see this. I see this as a possible rebalance of, this tiny move down. Bingo. Not really thinking shorts until, no, I would be thinking shorts until we hit this EQ. So I see boom, push back up, discount of that gets hits with that wick, soup, CISD. Like, honestly, scalping shorts to EQ. Bingo. What do we do from here? Boom. We put in a low. Okay. Boom. We take that low. All right. Push back to discount of this move. Is that discount of this move? Probably. It is. Hey, discount of that move. Boom. Take the low one more time in discount. Like these are just wicking discount. This is in discount now. Boom. Change in the state. Right there. Turtle soup. Change in the state. Right there. No sync. So if I'm thinking this is another one of the biggest problems I have is that this is turtle soup CISD. Granted, not the greatest change in the state here, but it is still a change of the state with a liquidity sweep with manipulation, put in possible manipulation there, manipulation at the low, back there. We're in discount of the higher time frame, then turtle soup, change of the state. So honestly, this could be, your entry right here. If I believe this is the bottom, I think I need to, and one of the things, gather more data on these. Is that okay? This is possible. This follows my strategy. So then, what do we do? Boom, we push it back up. Alrighty, I like this being the low. Big candles moving away from it. Alrighty, we don't take anything. We pull back the discount, so we have that change in the state, and then this change in the state. So with that change in the state, I don't want to see this be taken. I want to see this be the last low. So then we push up, we pull back down to pretty deep discount. Yeah, very deep discount. That would have been nice if it was, turtle soup, but we're holding that, right? So if I see that as a turtle soup, I can see this be the turtle soup and that be the change in the state for, oh shoot, for an even higher time frame. This is probably like 3 minute model too. But then this, seeing us close, hold that wick, the change in the state, and then soup there, back to discount, push back up, change of the state here. I like longs here to at least those highs at 1, and then the overall higher time frame, uh, EQ, or just the other session's liquidity, right? And so, bingo, possible entries. If you like to get in possibly early there, and then obviously here, if I'm entering here, my stop loss is probably going to be bottom of, yeah, because this order block, once we close above here, I don't want to see us closing inside of this big order block, especially not closing in here. So I like that as possible one. That's not a terrible first TP, but if I'm thinking of possible TPs, that's 11 p.m. I like lunch lunch session is nice for those. But then it's like, okay, boom. Literally the only next target I have above this is New York PM, and that's boom, partial runner. What's third of three? So that's another 1R on top of, you know, 1.5R. I don't really care about the risk reward. This is a good trade to take, right? Explained by the put in low, boom, higher time frame discount, possible buy model after this. We took the high, well, we took the low, didn't take the high, push back down, boom, possible entry there. Super early in the morning. Why would you ever do that? But then thinking about okay, we swept liquidity, we opened into discount. Okay, boom, soup, change in the state. Okay, push back down, fair swing, holding the change in the state. Boom, another change in the state. I like that. I like that. Um, and honestly, I don't even know how long did that. 25 minutes, 23 minutes. Oh gosh, it's gonna be a long one to upload. But I mean, that's just first time going over this. Uh, helps me feel at least a little bit more confident than uh, some other stuff. And that's how I see why this happened, why this overall move pushed all the way up. There's probably a reason for why we didn't take anything there. Honestly, I don't think it even matters because if I'm sitting now, I get back to the cutting it back. But if I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, we didn't take any liquidity, so this would be scary. But if I'm thinking, okay, if I'm in longs here, bingo. If we sweep this one more time, I'm getting back into longs. We didn't sweep anything up here, so I'm not really worried. I think once that candle printed, I'd be like, okay, that's another good possible one. Bingo. I think really I would have taken that entry, that entry right here. Bingo. Absolute rippage. And then we kind of just ran. How many points is that? Oh, 130. Alrighty, cool. Initial entry, 100. Yeah, basically 1 in 200. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Kind of a odd back testing session, but Yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. I mean, that kind of looks like what we did here. Boom, push up, rebalance to here. You got to see longs, a reason for longs to work out here to then take them. But that was kind of a longer video, kind of yapped in the beginning of it. Probably could have been two, but who cares? It's for myself. I'll eventually make stuff for, content and business, but I will see y'all tomorrow. Time to play some video games. Woo!